thing I want to go over with you guys is we often hear postpartum that we shouldn't do sit-ups or that it's really bad for our postpartum belly, guys. You know, when we have our baby and we go home, we are doing this activity. We are getting up out of bed, holding a baby most often. We are getting out of our chair, off the couch, out of the recliner that way. I want you to start retraining this tissue. If we don't, we tend to hold that pressure inward, and that pressure starts to either push out of a weakened abdominal tissue, creating more of a diastasis, or it goes down and pushes into that pelvic floor that's more weak, creating urinary incontinence where we pee our pants, pelvic organ prolapse where you might feel added pressure down here. We might end up passing gas more or queefing, vaginal farting. What we want to do is retrain that tissue. So I want you sitting in a chair or on the couch, and I want you sitting up tall, ribs stacked over top of your pelvis. I want you to lean back about an inch. You're going to blow out and think ribs to pelvis as you come forward. Again, maintaining this posture here. As you come up, I do not want you rounding your back like we do when we're sitting most often when we're postpartum and feeding our baby. I want you thinking stacked ribs over top, and you're going to maintain that posture as you do this exercise. So again, going back, thinking ribs to pelvis, blowing out. Now, when you go to get up with your baby next time or your toddler, I want you doing the exact same thing. You're going to breathe in, you're going to think ribs to pelvis as you go to stand, okay? I want you to start retraining that tissue. Again, postpartum, we tend to still do what we did in our third trimester, which is holding our breath as we go to stand, and that causes a lot of issues on that pelvic floor and abdomen. So I want you retraining ribs to pelvis, going back about an inch, coming forward. If you start to creep back a little further, it's fine as long as you're not seeing this doming or coning happening here at the abdomen. If you start to see that, you're pushing yourself too far. So you need to maintain that ribs over pelvis. You need, when that's happening, it's lengthening tissue, you've lost your strength and stability. So then don't go back as far, go a little bit closer, or you might just need to take a break altogether. But really be mindful on how the abdominal muscles are staying. If they're staying more flat, great as you're blowing out and thinking ribs to pelvis. If they start to pop up, then we're either going too far, so we shorten the range of motion to maybe just an inch again. If it's still happening, then give your body a break. But I want you really start working on how far can I go as I get stronger and still maintain it flat here. Because again, guys, you are getting up off of the table like this, you are getting out of a chair like this, and we want to start retraining this tissue to work properly for you. So that is your first piece of how do I retrain my abs.